The Jacob Library has been a busy place this month. We've had a couple of author readings already, and tonight a very special one. Her name is Marianne Curtis. She is the author of Finding Gloria, and she's in the studio with us this morning. Good morning, Marianne.
Good morning, Michelle.
Okay, so your book is called Finding Gloria, but before we get into the book and what it's about, you've been writing for years.
Yeah, I've been a reporter for 15 years. Okay. Actually, this coming issue will be exactly my 15th anniversary with the Dispatch.
Wow.
So I should say the Dawson Trail Dispatch.
You bet, you bet.
Yeah.
So that's where you spend your days, right? Okay. Well, but you've obviously been spending some time writing more than that. And this is obviously a whole different undertaking than what you do on a daily basis. Tell us about this book, Finding Gloria. How did that come to be?
Well, it's my life story. I grew up in Steinbach and didn't think I had a story to tell until I went back to school in 2005 and got assigned with an assignment from my teacher and kind of evolved from there. And yeah, it's actually been doing pretty good. Yeah,
for sure. Now, from what I've heard, and I can hardly wait to read it. Actually, this is quite a story. Was it a difficult story for you to tell?
It was. The story was easy to tell because I've been telling my children to my children for years.
Okay.
The hard part was making it public.
Right.
You know, everybody has their dark secrets, and nobody likes to talk about things, and it took a lot of courage, and I kind of didn't realize how much courage it took until I couldn't take it back anymore.
Yeah. It was out on paper. Right?
It was done.
Yeah, yeah.
And not that I would take any of it back, of course,
sure.
But I've put myself out there, and out here that's very brave.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a new hat I'm not used to wearing.
Yeah, for sure. But okay, so Marianne, as now you have this book and you're going around, and I mean you're publicizing it. It's so great, and it's out there for everyone to read. The fact that your upbringing is about adoption and abuse and all those things. I think you hit the nail on the head when you said everyone has their secrets. Really. It's so good because do you think you'll inspire people to have this not be a secret?
Well, that's the funny part. Actually, I hit 3,000 sales this week, and that's international, which is really shocking. 1,600 in the U.S. alone and 500 in the U.K. And I've been getting emails from worldwide, people saying, you know what, I actually was embarrassed when it first came out because someone emailed me and they sent me a story of their story, and it was a lot worse than mine. And I sat and cried and cried and cried, and it struck me because it was I felt ashamed publishing mine because mine was tame. Some people are going to see mine and they're going to go, whoa. But it's tame compared to the stories that are out there. Right. And people are sharing these with me now and saying, you know what, thank you. Thank you for giving us a voice. Thank you for telling us. Now I can talk about mine. You've given me a way that I can actually share this with somebody else. And those are the things that are coming out. And there's so many people out there. There are things that need to be talked about. And when you're carrying these things in your heart, I learned the hard way, they can destroy you.
Right.
And I'm glad to be finally free of that, and that was all part of the process.
For sure. Now, I know you can't tell us about the whole book and what all happens in it because we have to read it, but it's called Finding Gloria. Who's Gloria?
Gloria is my birth name. When I was born, my birth mom had chosen the name Gloria, and it was a favorite name when she was a child. You know how little girls playing with dolls, right? Yeah. And when I was adopted, my adoptive mother hated that name. She loathed it with a passion, so that was the first thing she changed. And a part of that, and it starts with a very poignant quote from Oprah that says, when a child has been abused, it changes their spirit and it changes who they would be in their life. Because, when you have normal upbringings, you have all the right paths, but, and it all affects you. So the book was finding Gloria, that little baby that was given up and found her home at 6 months old and whose life kind of went downhill from there. Yeah. So, I had to reconnect with that child I once was. Okay. The innocence. Yeah.
For sure, and who you really are. So tonight, you will read some of your book at the library?
I haven't decided.
Okay.
I have a speech written,
right?
But it's one of those things. It's really hard to pick a section out and say, okay, I want to read about this. It's not that kind of book. It's not, you're going to get caught into emotion, and the first 16 chapters I was told it's hard to get through without Kleenex. So, it's not something you can do. But if that is what people want me to do, then I'll do that. I'd sooner open the floor to questions and ask.
Sure.
Have people talking, and that is what's been happening. People have been even standing up at McNally. I had people standing up and talking. And, and that's the cool part, it's kind of like people are speaking.
Love it.
And, I feel blessed that they're sharing with me.
Right on. You're making such a difference. Finding Gloria. Marianne Curtis is the author. It's 7 o'clock tonight, the Jacob Library Multipurpose Room. I don't think we want to miss this event. Marianne, thank you for bringing your book in and for sharing some of your story with us and for putting it down on paper so many can be affected by it. Thanks.